Hey everyone, and welcome back. It's a question as old as time itself, really. Are we alone in the universe?
Yeah.
But today, we're not just talking about finding any life out there. We're going deeper, exploring the mind-blowing possibility of other conscious beings in the cosmos.
It's a question that fascinates me because it's not just about finding life. It forces us to examine what consciousness actually is,
Right.
And whether ours is unique or part of something much bigger, universal phenomenon.
And to help us unpack all of this, we're diving into Awake in the Universe, the search for extraterrestrial consciousness.
Oh, great book.
We'll journey through the history of the search for life beyond Earth, cover the latest scientific findings,
Yeah.
and explore some really mind-bending possibilities about what alien consciousness could look like.
It's a journey that starts with a really simple but profound question.
Okay.
It was posed by physicist Enrico Fermi back in 1950.
Oh, yeah.
Simply put, he asked, "Where is everybody?" This question, posed over a casual lunch at Los Alamos, became known as the Fermi Paradox.
Right, the Fermi Paradox.
It highlights this puzzling discrepancy. If our galaxy is billions of years old and teeming with stars and planets,
Yeah.
statistically speaking, shouldn't there be other advanced civilizations out there?
It seems like there should be, yeah. So why haven't we made contact yet or found any solid evidence?
Exactly, that's the paradox.
Yeah.
That silence has been fueling this incredible scientific quest for decades.
Well, and early attempts to answer this question really captured the world's imagination.
Yeah.
Like, remember the Viking 1 lander mission to Mars back in 1976?
Oh, absolutely, a pivotal moment.
Yeah. I remember reading about the labeled release experiment. It was fascinating.
Oh yeah, that one was intriguing.
Scientists took Martian soil samples, introduced nutrients, and observed a release of carbon dioxide, right?
That's right. It could have been interpreted as a sign of metabolic activity, potentially even microbial life. But later tests were inconclusive, so the scientific community was really divided on whether it was actually life
Right.
or just some weird chemical reaction in the Martian soil.
It's just amazing how a seemingly barren planet like Mars could spark so much debate
Oh, for sure.
and ignite our curiosity about life beyond Earth.
Absolutely.
That's when the search for extraterrestrial intelligence, or SETI, really took off, right?
It did, with Frank Drake's pioneering work in 1960.
Yeah, Frank Drake.
His vision was to use radio telescopes to listen for artificial signals, any kind of alien chatter, essentially.
Oh,
And over 6 decades later,
gosh.
SETI is still at it, scanning the skies. And now they even have the help of sophisticated AI to sift through all the cosmic noise.
65 years of listening. That's some serious dedication.
It really speaks to how deeply this question resonates with us, I think.
Absolutely. And speaking of captivating moments in SETI's history, who could forget the WOW signal in 1977?
Oh, yes, the wow signal.
That 72-second burst of radio waves from the constellation Sagittarius had everyone thinking we'd finally made contact.
It was exhilarating, but also frustrating.
How so?
Because despite many attempts, they could never pick up the signal again. Its origin remains a mystery. Glitch, natural phenomenon, a fleeting whisper from an alien world.
Who knows?
We may never know for sure. It really highlights the challenges we face in the search.
Like catching a glimpse of something amazing out of the corner of your eye,
Yeah.
and then it's gone before you can get a good look.
Exactly. But despite these challenges, the search for life beyond Earth is more active than ever.
That's encouraging.
What's really exciting is that we're not just listening anymore, we're actively exploring our cosmic neighborhood.
Okay.
With missions like the Europa Clipper, launched in 2024, on its way to Jupiter's moon, Europa.
Europa. Now that's a fascinating place. What makes this moon so special in terms of the search for life?
Well, just imagine this. A vast ocean, twice the volume of all of Earth's oceans combined.
Wow.
Hidden beneath a thick, icy shell, kept liquid by the tidal forces from Jupiter. This hidden world could be a haven for life as we know it.
Incredible.
Or even maybe life as we don't know it.
It's mind-blowing. And the Europa Clipper, this is a major mission, right?
Absolutely.
Costing billions, with advanced instruments to study Europa's ocean, its ice shell, and its potential for life.
It is. We're all on the edge of our seats waiting for the Clipper to reach Europa in 2030.
It really shows our drive to understand our place in the universe.
It does.
And while we wait for the Clipper, there's been another development closer to home
Yeah.
that's generated a lot of buzz. the potential discovery of microbial fossils on Mars in January 2025.
Oh, yes, a potential game changer.
The Perseverance rover, exploring the Martian surface, found structures in 3.5 billion-year-old rocks that look a lot like stromatolites.
Right, stromatolites.
You know, those layered structures created by ancient bacteria here on Earth.
Their potential presence on Mars opens up some really big questions about ancient life on our neighboring planet.
Big questions indeed. But of course, there's still debate.
Right, it is.
About whether these structures are really proof of ancient Martian life or just a result of geological processes.
Exactly. It's an ongoing debate.
It's amazing to think we're on the cusp of potentially rewriting our understanding of life's history in the solar system.
I know. It's an incredible time for science.
And it's all thanks to the hard work of so many scientists and engineers.
Absolutely. And this discovery, if confirmed, it could really change how we view life's resilience.
Yeah.
And how common it might be in the universe. But, you know, even as we celebrate these advances, it's important to remember that finding any life, even microbes, is really just the beginning.
I see what you mean.
What truly captivates us is the question of whether we're alone in consciousness.
Yeah, it really is a thought-provoking idea. We're searching for signs of life. But what we really want to know is if there are other minds out there, you know, experiencing the universe like we do.
It's true. I mean, finding microbes would be amazing, sure. But it's the possibility of another conscious being somewhere out there that really captures the imagination.
Right, like looking into a cosmic mirror and seeing our own existence reflected back at us.
Exactly, a search for kinship across the vastness of space. And to really appreciate the scope of this quest, we have to consider the scale of the universe. Current estimates suggest there could be 100 billion planets in the Milky Way alone.
Wow, 100 billion.
And a good percentage of those could be in the habitable zone, you know, where conditions are right for liquid water, which is essential for life as we know it, at least.
So we're talking billions of planets that could potentially support life.
That's right. But even if life is pretty common, how likely is it that it evolves into something complex? You know, something capable of consciousness?
That's the big question, isn't it? I mean, think about Earth. It took about 4 billion years for life to evolve from single-celled organisms to, you know, us.
4 billion years. It's a time span that's almost impossible to grasp.
It makes all of human history seem like a blink of an eye.
Exactly. And even after life emerged, the path to consciousness wasn't a straight line. The Cambrian explosion about 540 million years ago was a key turning point.
That's when we see this huge burst of diversification in life forms, right? With the development of brains and complex nervous systems.
That's right, like evolution suddenly shifted into high gear, which leads to the question, are those same evolutionary leaps, those pivotal moments likely to have happened on other planets as well?
Or was Earth's journey to consciousness just a fluke, a series of lucky breaks?
The book brings up the rare Earth hypothesis.
Right, the rare Earth hypothesis.
Which suggests that the conditions that allowed complex life to evolve here might be incredibly rare.
Well, like a recipe for complex life with Earth having just the right ingredients and just the right amount.
Exactly. A stable star, a planet in the habitable zone, a protective magnetic field.
A large moon to stabilize our axial tilt.
Plate tectonics to recycle nutrients and regulate the climate. And who knows what else?
It's amazing to think our existence might depend on such a delicate balance of factors.
It really makes you appreciate how precious life is, and it brings us right back to the Fermi Paradox. If the conditions are that specific, why haven't we found any other civilizations out there?
It's a real puzzle. The vastness of the universe hints at life being plentiful, but then the requirements for complex life and the silence from the cosmos suggest we might be an anomaly.
The book delves into some possible explanations for this. One is the Great Filter.
Oh, the Great Filter, yeah. Essentially, a barrier that stops most civilizations from reaching a certain level of technology or surviving long enough to make contact.
Precisely. Maybe civilizations hit a point where they self-destruct through war or environmental collapse, or they develop the wisdom to avoid those traps and survive for eons.
It makes you think about our own trajectory.
It does, doesn't it? Are we headed for the Great Filter?
Or will we find a way to navigate those challenges?
It's a big question. Another possibility is that advanced civilizations choose to stay silent, intentionally hiding themselves.
A cosmic version of Star Trek's Prime Directive, where advanced beings avoid interfering with less developed cultures.
That's the idea. Maybe we're not alone, but just not privy to the galactic conversation yet. It's a reminder that we're still learning and our understanding of the universe is constantly evolving.
We could be looking for signals and patterns that don't even apply to other life forms.
Exactly. Think about the ocean on Europa. We have no clue what might be down there. It could be life completely unlike anything we've ever seen.
Adapted to that extreme environment.
Precisely. Or what about Titan with its methane lakes and seas?
Could life exist in liquid methane?
It's possible. And then there's the possibility of life forms not even based on carbon, like us.
Oh, right. Like silicon-based life.
Or forms of consciousness we can barely imagine, like a planetary hive mind.
A hive mind. That's wild. But who knows what's out there?
It's a great reminder that the search for life isn't about finding another Earth. It's about expanding our understanding of what's possible.
Yeah, challenging our preconceived notions about life and consciousness.
Absolutely. And even if we never find definitive proof of other beings, the search itself is deeply meaningful.
How so?
It forces us to grapple with profound questions. Where do we come from? Are we alone? What is consciousness?
These are questions that have captivated humanity for centuries.
They have. And as we explore further, these questions become even more important to understanding ourselves and our place in the universe.
So where does that leave us? We've talked about the vastness of space, the potential for life, the challenges of interstellar travel, the great filter, and the idea of alien consciousness. It's a lot to absorb.
It is. And there's no easy answer, no single conclusion. The search for extraterrestrial consciousness is a journey.
A journey full of wonder and uncertainty.
Exactly. But before we go any further, I'd like to turn the question to you. What are your thoughts on all of this?
I have to say it's a bit overwhelming when you think about how vast everything is. It makes you feel so small, insignificant almost, like a tiny speck of dust in this huge cosmic ocean.
Yeah, I can definitely see how it could feel that way. Facing the immensity of it all can be awe-inspiring and humbling at the same time.
But then there's the other side of it. The idea that maybe we're not alone, that somewhere out there other beings are experiencing the universe. That's pretty exciting. It makes me feel connected to something much bigger than myself.
It's an interesting paradox, isn't it? The vastness of space can make us feel both isolated and connected. It really forces us to rethink our place in the grand scheme of things.
And I think the book does a great job of acknowledging that complexity. It doesn't try to give us all the answers. It really embraces the mystery, the wonder of contemplating our place in this potentially teeming universe.
It encourages us to be part of this exploration, to stay curious and be open to possibilities that challenge how we think about things.
Which brings us back to your earlier question. What do we make of all this? What does it mean for us even if we never find definitive proof of other conscious beings out there?
Well, I think the search itself is transformative. Even without concrete answers, the act of searching pushes us to ask big questions.
About who we are, where we come from, the nature of consciousness.
Exactly. And it expands our understanding of ourselves and our place in the universe.
It's like we're on this incredible journey of self-discovery, as individuals and as a species. We're looking outward to the cosmos, but also inward to ourselves.
And every step of the way, every new discovery we make deepens our appreciation for how interconnected everything really is.
It's a reminder that we're not just passive bystanders. We're active participants shaping the narrative through our curiosity, our ingenuity, our drive to understand the universe.
Even if we never encounter another intelligent species, even if SETI never picks up a clear signal, even if those Martian fossils are just a geological fluke, the act of searching tells us something profound about ourselves.
Just we're dreamers, wanderers, reaching beyond our world to explore the unknown.
It speaks to our deep-seated need to connect, to find meaning, to understand our place in the grand scheme of things.
And who knows what incredible discoveries lie ahead. The Europa Clipper is on its way, SETI keeps listening, and the debate about those Martian fossils continues. We live in an era of remarkable discovery.
We might be closer than we think to answering some of humanity's biggest questions.
It's definitely an exciting time to be alive, to witness this unfolding cosmic story and be part of this quest for knowledge.
And even if it turns out that we are the only conscious beings in the universe, that's a profound realization in itself. One that carries a sense of responsibility and a call to action.
A responsibility to protect this planet and nurture life, to cherish consciousness.
And a call to keep exploring, keep searching for answers, and never stop asking those big questions.
Because it's in that searching, in that questioning, that we truly find our place in the cosmos.
Well said.
Well, that brings us to the end of our deep dive into the search for extraterrestrial consciousness. It's been a fascinating conversation. Thanks for joining us. Keep looking up and never stop wondering.